So first off, Kasey, how are you? Are you staying safe, and how's your health?
I'm doing good. My mom and I have been here, just at home. It's been, kind of different just being cooped up, not be able to go anywhere, but we're all right. We're all right.
Quite the different setting from the last time we visited with Kasey Saldaña. Back in early February, she had just become the all-time leading scorer in the history of Our Lady of the Lake women's basketball.
Has it set in yet?
Not really. No, still kind of surreal.
Surreal. Little did Kasey know then that word would come to encapsulate so much just a month later. March 11th, 2020 will go down as a date the sports world will never forget. Hours after the NCAA announced no fans would be allowed to attend March Madness games, the NBA suspended its season. But that Wednesday also took on a different, more positive meaning for Kasey and her Saints teammates. It was the day the NAIA announced the field for its National Women's Tournament. Ollu, O-L-L-U, had qualified, meaning the program had come to the final stage of a path that started a full year earlier when they reached the Final Four, marking the best season any Ollu team in any sport had ever enjoyed.
You win your conference championship, and you have every reason to think that you have as good a shot as anybody to claim a national championship. So to find out what your seeding was in the national tournament one day to the next, finding out that that's it. Your senior year was abruptly over, and a chance to win a national championship was abruptly over. Can you take us through what that was like for you?
It was literally less than 24 hours. We had watched the bracket reveal together as a team, as we always do. And I think it was at 6 p.m. the bracket got revealed. We had our little dinner. We all were excited. And we were set to leave, head to Montana at 9 a.m. the next day. And we don't get as far as out of the parking lot to the next light when we get a call to come back. And at first it was, we have to go back. Our the principal of the school wanted to kind of say bye to us. And then Steve got the call that, well, we don't know if we can even go to nationals. We don't know what they're doing. They had already limited our fans, and we knew that, and that was fine. But we got the call around 12 that season was over. She gathered us all in a room in the UAC, and she kind of started crying. I don't know if I'm supposed to say she cried. Sorry, Steve-O. But she started crying, and she told us that she was sorry and that it's over. And she said that she's most sorry for us three seniors, me, Lena, and Mia. And it didn't feel real at all. It didn't feel real. I sat there and I didn't really know what to think at all. It just didn't feel real.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Stevens will mind you saying that she got emotional, because I can only imagine, Kasey. I had no clue that you guys were already in the van. You guys were pulling out of the parking lot. You guys were set to go.
Yeah, she told us to kind of just relax till we figure everything out. And so, of course, all of us girls started talking. The first person I call is my mom. And her and I are talking, and she starts to tell me, she says, baby girl, I don't think this is going to happen for you. So to have my last opportunity to play just ripped away, it was hard. I'm very thankful for my teammates and my coaches and everyone that had supported me this year. It was a blessing from God, for sure.
A blessing is how Our Lady of the Lake describes Kasey Saldaña.
She does everything she's supposed to do to get better. She does everything to the best of her ability. When you have a kid like that, they're going to be successful. And she's been a great talent to have at Our Lady of the Lake. And honestly, I think some of the other colleges missed out on a great find in her.
The way in which Kasey's senior year ended is only part of her journey. An O'Connor High School graduate, she arrived on campus with little of the fanfare she would come to enjoy.
Freshman year was a struggle, for sure. I wasn't used to Minter's coaching style at all, and so I would get probably 10, 12 minutes a game, because when our starters would run the score up, he would put the bench in, But freshman year was a struggle. It wasn't until sophomore year that I found my groove and kind of took off from there.
When you think back to that freshman year, had someone told you your freshman year going to become the all-time leading scorer on the women's side in school history, what would you have said?
I wouldn't have believed them because freshman year was just, not what I expected. And I definitely had to earn everything back.
She certainly did. Kasey would prove a key part of a program that would qualify for the NAIA's national tournament her freshman, sophomore, and junior years, including that trip to the Final Four, or Fab Four, as the NAIA calls it, last season. And along the way, Kasey's role grew under head coach Christopher Minner. She started this year not only with a new head coach, but with a realistic shot of breaking the school's scoring record. That opportunity came on February 6th, a pregame interview cluing her in that she was only a point away to start the night.
So I was shooting my free throws and I made the first one and I said, okay, I'm tied. And then I made the second one and, just kind of hit me.
What's that like knowing that you're at the free throw line and a free throw that you're about to take would make you the all-time leading scorer in the program's history on the women's side?
I don't know, it was kind of, I guess, ironic because free throws are kind of my favorite thing, I guess. So I was sitting there and I was thinking, I can't miss now.
There's very little at which Kasey misses, and we're not just talking hoops. Named the Red River Athletic Conference Scholar Athlete in every one of her 4 seasons, she plans to spend this next year shadowing in a hospital before she starts medical school to become a cardiologist.
My grandpa had a bad heart, and so I guess I kind of figured if I can save one family from, suffering a loss, then I would want to.
That's Kasey Saldaña in a nutshell. Multi-dimensional, talented, smart, with perspective.
When we last talked, I know that you mentioned wanting to be a doctor. And you mentioned cardiology is a field that you want to go into. Has everything that's going on reinforced or further grown that passion to work in the medical field?
For sure. Everyone working in hospitals right now is working overtime, and they're all sacrificing their health and their family's health for the greater good, which is something that, I can only hope to one day contribute to. Hopefully, by then, all of this coronavirus stuff will have, eased up a bit, and I can focus on something else maybe. But, if things haven't changed and if that's where I'm needed, that's what I'm going to do. Help where I can.
For Sports Tonight, I'm Hector Ledesma.